Hello, and welcome to the Moyo show. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to pronounce it and time how I'm going to say that in the future, because that's what professionals do, consistent intros and consistent outros, but that is not me today. Yes, this is my first podcast. I've never really done a podcast before, so forgive me. It's not going to be as polished as you may be used to with other gaming podcasts. This will be primarily a gaming podcast. I'll get into a bit of an introduction and sort of explanation of sort of who I am and what my experience is and what gives me any right to speak about video games. But if you're looking for, say, someone who is more of an industry insider, for someone who is more talented, I've recently been watching Jason Schreier's YouTube videos. They are excellent. I cannot recommend his videos highly enough, and he also has a podcast which you may be interested in called Triple Click. Obviously no affiliation here with Jason Schreier or his group there, just saying, if you're looking for someone who is experienced at doing this, this is the first episode. You shouldn't be coming into this with the expectation that it's going to be incredibly high production value or incredibly well done at all. I'm really selling this podcast well, aren't I? But yes, Triple Click, excellent podcast, so go there if you want this, but better and done by a professional with, I imagine he's been doing this for about 20 years, at least a decade in this industry. Now, let's get started with the introduction. Let's just explain what's going on. So, I'm not an industry insider, as I mentioned. I have IT and software development background. I have a degree in software development, and I work IT as my job. That is my job. That is what I do. But I am well versed, I believe, more well versed than I'd say the average person in the meta of video games and development and the industry as a whole. And I sort of want to talk less about the games themselves and maybe more about the industry, the development, the sort of the stuff that is necessary for games to exist, but not necessary for you to enjoy video games. They're the sort of things that you don't run into every day when looking at videos about or podcasts about video games. I sort of, at some points in this show, like in future episodes, want to specifically go deeply into the world of development and into the world of what it's like to, or some of the stories that come from the world, the industry of video games. I'm going to try and aim for a mix of education and entertainment. I think that there are YouTube channels and there are ways of teaching and ways of inspiring and ways of entertaining that can all sort of just work together. Great examples, Vsauce, Electro Boom, Linus Tech Tips. These are all amazing channels on YouTube, and they can very easily sort of bring you into the world of video games. They can bring you into the world of technology. They can bring you into the world of science. They can sort of play with you and entertain you, but they can sort of massage your brain in a very particular way that I find incredibly interesting, and I sort of want to go for that. I want to sort of help you understand how the industry works a little bit more. Again, I'm not an insider. I'm not a video game developer. I am a developer, but I couldn't necessarily be. I can give you my first-hand accounts, for example, of the gaming industry, but I can tell you from my own influences and my own stories about the struggles that come with the industry, and I can tell you about things that you just might not know, and I hope to do so in a way that is entertaining to you. I'm here to entertain you. I want to, there will be times, and this is a very serious sort of starting off, so don't worry, this will not be the theme for the entire podcast. I like to keep things light, I like to keep things fun, and I like to keep things moving. So, who am I? Well, it's in the name, The Moyo Show. This is Moyo Gaming. Well, that's the channel. I think it's actually... Is it still called Moyo Game? Anyway, the channel name doesn't matter. Moyo is the name I came up with when I was young, and I've sort of stuck with it, and I quite like it. It doesn't really mean anything. I think I got the name because of Froyo. And that is about all you need to know about that. So, but who am I, the person? So I'm Charlie. I was born in Auckland, here in New Zealand. And my relationship with games is, I think, unique. But I do want to know, how you guys came into your understanding and your lives as video game players, or even if you're a developer. How did you get into development? I'd love to know. So tell us down in the comments below. But specifically, for me, I grew up very rurally. I lived in the woods, no. But I did live in I lived in a small town, quite rurally, a town called Hunua. It's sort of, if you think of Auckland and you sort of keep going south, you're not quite, you sort of get to Pepakura and you just sort of head out east. And that's roughly where Hunua is. There's a whole Hunua Ranges out there. So if you do live in New Zealand and you've never been to the Hunua Falls, go there. That is a beautiful place to go if you want to go sightseeing in and around Auckland, like Greater Auckland. It is a little bit of a drive. It's about 50 minutes from the centre of Auckland. I know, because I live in the centre of Auckland, so I do that drive weekly. Fun. Anyway, so I grew up till I was about 18, 19. I lived in Hunua. And growing up in a rural community without many peers that played video games was quite different. My parents obviously didn't play video games. Very few of the neighbors played video games. And if they did, they were incredibly limited in how many and how much gaming they could really do. For me, my father really never liked video games. He's never played a video game as far as I know. He may have at some point, but I'm almost certain he's basically never played a video game. And my mother's experience with video games is limited to about Candy Crush. That's her limit for gaming. She can't really do much more than that. But my sister, it's technically my half sister. In my heart, she's my sister, but technically is my half sister, and that's relevant in a second. My half sister technically is almost certainly that I came to realize this only like relatively recently, was sort of the catalyst for my love of gaming, was the sort of catalyst to get me into that world, into understanding and loving technology, which very much sparked, my love of gaming very much sparked my love of computers, my love of software, my love of anything to do with IT, to do with technology. And so the reason why I got that from her was because she got a... To be fair, she's not a gamer these days. She's a well-respected medical person, and that is about all I shall say about that. And I shall not... I also shall not be bringing up... I say shall not. I shall... Hear ye. Proclamation 1. Thy shall not name thy sister. Proclamation 2. Thy shall not name thy mother. Okay, anyway. So, yes, so my sister did play video games when she was younger. Doesn't really do it these days, but she did when she was younger because of her father. Again, half-sister, same mother, because having different mothers is a little weird, and she'd probably just be my step-sister, but she's my half-sister. So same mother, but different fathers. She is older than me, so her father was married to my mother first, and her father was into databases, was into gaming, was into software. Has lots of interesting stories, and whenever I talk to him, like, I compare that to when I talk to my father, and obviously I love my father, but talking to my sister's father, there've always been just that one little thing of like being able to talk to her father about video games and talk to her father about technology has always been sort of a really special, weird thing that when it happens, because me and him do not have a close relationship. It's just a weird thing that's where I get my sort of him playing games with her made her like playing games, and then her playing games made me love playing games. It's a weird infection. It's sort of spread that way. Anyway, so that was the catalyst for me falling in love with video games. Specifically, a PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 was the first console I ever had. It was the first time I really got to play video games. My earliest memories of PlayStation 2 were The Sims. I think it must have been The Sims. Was The Sims 3 on the PlayStation 2? No, it must have been like The Sims 2. Or some Sims spin-off. I specifically remember it not being the original The Sims. It was definitely an actual 3D Sims game, I'm pretty sure. So it was that and Battlefront 2. Specifically Battlefront 2. Not Battlefront 1. Never played Battlefront 1. Battlefront 2 was my game on PlayStation 2. That was just... The Sims was one that sort of came and went quite quickly, but Battlefront 2, I almost certainly played thousands of hours of Battlefront 2 in the... when was this? Mid to late 2000s? It would have been the mid-2000s, I think. I was born in 2002, so I was probably around 4 or 5 years old. Probably 5 leaning towards like 8 when I played Battlefront 2. But coming back to sort of living rurally, getting games back then, living as a rural kid, was seen as a Herculean task. I basically never got games ever. Even for like birthdays and stuff like that, it was not a possibility. The earliest memory I have of actually getting a game was in botany. If you know of, basically Botany is in the sort of outer Auckland area. It is it's not rural or anything. It's an urban area, but it's got a place called Botany Downs. It's the Botany Downs shopping centre, which is basically a mall. And I remember in there, there was a little store in the sort of centre of Botany Downs, and that store was called EB Games. And I remember that EB Games, very fondly. I remember seeing it, and it was like magic, because they had every thing, any gaming thing, all there. But I, at this time, didn't really know anything about gaming. I didn't know what the games were. I didn't know anything about how that all worked. I didn't know how games worked. I didn't know what the popular things were, what the good games were. So we were at EB Games, and I was looking on the shelf, and I saw this game that looked awesome. And it was like a helicopter, and it looked like it was like some 3D helicopter war game, and you're like flying this helicopter and you're like shooting bad guys. The game box almost certainly didn't show any of this, but that's what I saw when I saw the game, and I went, oh my god, this is going to be the greatest game of all time. And then I took it home. We bought it, obviously. I would let you know now, the first game I ever got, I didn't just nick, okay? We bought that. My mother bought that for me, and we left. Oh my god, do you remember driving home and reading the box art? Oh my god, like reading the stuff on the box. Oh my god. Sorry. We're going to come to physical games later on, based on the recent news. Also, tip for myself for future things, set your phone to Do Not Disturb, and then you won't have to turn it off in the middle of recording. There we go. Off for 1 hour. That should be enough time, right? Can you tell I've already recorded this? I've already recorded this once, and it was over 2 hours. Yeah. So I'm going to try and get through this much faster this time. Anyway, so he's got this game, helicopter game. You know, the box looked amazing, and I just thought, oh my god, this is going to be the best game ever. It's going to have the most amazing 3D graphics. It's just going to blow my brain. And I was reading the box. It's like, oh my god, this is going to be so cool. Reading it cover to cover, and eventually we get home, and I put it in the PlayStation 2, and it was a Gallagher rip-off game. Basically, is all I can describe it. You fly a helicopter, and you're shooting down things, and it's a Gallagher rip-off. And I was so immensely disappointed in that. I was so frustrated. I just felt so catfished by. To be fair, the game probably didn't actually, it probably had on the back like a picture of what it looked like, but I was probably just like, oh yeah, no, that's just like the intro scene or whatever, like it'll be like 3D. I was a dumb child, don't worry. But yeah, so that's my earliest memory of buying a game. But living rurally meant that usually the easiest way to get our hands on a video game was renting. It was renting them. And back in the day, there was a place called United Video. If you're a New Zealand kid who was born in the 2000s, you almost certainly know United Video. And if you're saying you don't, you're lying. Anyway, United Video. So, yes, United Video, if you don't know, to all the young people in the audience, you used to be able to rent DVDs and CDs. Well, I don't think they did. I don't think I've ever seen any CD rentals. Anyway, but they would loan out discs, and United Video was my temple, because it had video games. All of the newest video games were there. But it was so frustrating, because you would go there during the weekend after school, after a long day of school, and you go, oh, okay, I wanna get out a game, and you go to look at the games, and it's like, oh my god, they've got this one game that I've been wanting to play for ages. Hey mum, can I get it? And she goes, oh yeah, fine. And then it comes a time for the negotiation, where you have to now negotiate how long you want to rent the game for. Now, the thing is, as a young child, the money is no object. Money just falls off of trees. So the concept of only getting the game for 2 days, who would want to do that? I want it for a full week. I'm going to play this all week long. I'm going to play every single day, and I'm going to love it, and I'm going to finish it. And the reality was, 99.999% of the time, even if I got it for a full week, that game was played twice. So, I'm very sorry to my mother for all of the times she had to drag me out of United Video, kicking and screaming about how I only got the game for 2 days, when I wanted it for a whole week, when she knew damn well, and she was right, that I was only going to play it for 1 or 2 days. So, that was my sort of experience with video games up until that point. Very limited knowledge, so didn't really know anything. All the games that I got to play were sort of all the games I played were basically just whatever was in front of me. And I probably in that time only played like 30 games. There were definitely some games that, you know those games where you're from the rental store. It's that game. It's that game you just keep coming back to and keep renting. And then we got a computer. We got our first home computer, and it was great. I think it was Vista. We eventually upgraded to Windows 7 after. I think I bricked it at some point. That computer got so bad at one point that, like, to turn it on, you'd press the power button, and you would wait. And if it didn't turn on within, like, I don't know, 5 minutes, you would just hold down the power button and make sure it definitely turns off, and then turn it back on again. And if that didn't work, then you just do it again. You do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Sometimes I'd just sit there for a whole hour just trying to get this computer to start. Anyway, sidetracked. So, with my first computer, with our first computer, it wasn't mine, but it was basically mine. I used it more than anyone. We got, with our first computer, we got internet. And having internet meant YouTube. For a lot of you, this is where you either go and you realized the danger, you realize the downfall that I'm about to go into, the obsession that is about to begin. And for some of you, you're about to go, oh yeah, no, that's exactly what it was like for me too. But I instantly became addicted to YouTube. Even if it wasn't like someone who was doing anything good, it would just be a video, and I just watched that. I remember some of my earliest memories of YouTube were some like Sasquatch videos where this guy so it was clearly someone just dressed up, but I didn't know that at the time. I thought this was a really well-trained Bigfoot. This guy, he's like, oh my god, it's a Bigfoot. Oh my god, he's wiping his ass with my laundry. Hey, get the fuck out of here, you fucking Bigfoot. Sorry, just memories from my childhood. Anyway, so when I wasn't watching, well, after I'd watched all that stuff, I came across a video. I'm pretty sure I'm right on the first video I watched for this person, but I came across a video called Minecraft Let's Play Buildy Thing. Now, to some of you, you go, oh my god, you were also a massive Nerdcube kid. Get the fuck out of here, so was I. And to some of you, you're going, what the fuck is a Nerdcubed? So, Nerdcubed is a channel run by a lovely guy from Essex, England, called Daniel Hardcastle. And Daniel is a ridiculously intelligent and funny human being. And his videos, specifically his like all the way up until maybe 2016, that's probably the run where I was the most addicted to everything he was doing. In that time, his first series, the very first series he did, was the last sort of hit of the flint on the steel that really got that blaze going for my love of video games. So that very first series, as I mentioned, the Let's Play buildy thing, was him playing Minecraft, and the concept was that every episode, not even every episode, but every build, which each build could take a couple episodes, he would get a suggestion from someone in the audience and then build it. He would just build it and make the thing that person suggested. And some of the things he built, man, they were just so impressive. One of the most impressive things he built was a massive turtle, a massive flying turtle. And you think to yourself, a massive flying turtle? Whatever do you... And then you realize it's a flying turtle with a city on top of it and a massive Olympic-sized swimming pool in its stomach. Shit like that was just... That blew my mind. And it showed me, wow, you can do things with video games that I didn't even know. And at this point, I'd never really even played any PC games. So getting... Nerd Cube was very much my school of hard knocks. His Let's Plays on other games really helped me get into video games. Really helped me learn all the different video games that are out there and what you can do in them. And one playthrough I specifically remember was incredibly important for me, and that was Sniper Elite V2. No Q plays Sniper Elite V2, and when he played Sniper Elite V2, I remember seeing it and going, "Oh my god, this is amazing! It just looks so real. The graphics are amazing, and the shooting. Oh my god, it's so realistic, and my god, I didn't know you can even do this." And I was like, well. I started playing, because I'd started playing Minecraft at this point. I eventually coaxed my mum to getting it for me. And I was like, oh, well, I want to play that on my PC. At this point in my life, I sort of had this assumption that, a PlayStation is a PlayStation. A PC is a PC. By which I mean, it's a PC, therefore it can run it, therefore it will play the game. And the reality check that I got from my much more intelligent cousin at the time was, you don't have a graphics card in that computer. So, to some of you who aren't like super technical when it comes to games, you just play your console. If you don't have a graphics card and you try to play any modern game, you will have a bad time. You need at least a good APU, but even then, most APUs will not run any modern AAA games, except for like the special APUs they put in like the consoles. Anyway. So, that was sort of my first forte, my first step into realizing that hardware is different. I remember then in 2012 or 2013, I wanted to get a PS3, because my cousin, who was living with us at the time, hence why he was the one to tell me about needing a graphics card for my computer, he had one. He had a PS3. And I remember playing on it and going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I really want this. So I went and I did the typical, my birthday, oh my, please, I really want a PlayStation 3. And I managed to get a PlayStation 3, and I was so floored. It was the first console I actually ever owned. It's like, this is the one of Charlie. This is the console of Charlie, and he owns it, and it is his, and all praise be upon him for his console. I remember it was actually, like, specifically, it was a bundle. It was a bundle with Modern Warfare 2. And by God, I remember when I played that, when I first got the PS3 and I was playing Modern Warfare 2, that was like, that was it. To me, that was like, we've hit the limit. You can't go further. Like, this is so realistic. To me, every future game would just be a permutation on the current graphics that are in a game like Modern Warfare 2. To me, like, we had reached the limit. I was like, oh my god, this just is real life. This just looks like real life. And oh my god, I'm killing a bunch of civilians. Oh, that was a fun scene to come up to while your mum is in the kitchen and you're in the living room, like, very close. And all of a sudden she just hears screaming. Yeah, anyway, I managed to get away with that. And I think the next game I can remember for the PS3 that I played was Portal 2. A flawless 10 out of 10, by the way. I'm not going to do maybe a future video will actually just be me going about telling you about all my favourite games, but Portal 2, flawless game. Man, the last first-person puzzle game as well that I can think of. No, Antechamber. That's another one. Oh my god, play Antechamber. Jesus, if you've played Portal 2 and you haven't played Antechamber, just go and buy that now. Just go buy that and finish to get to the end of this podcast. But then go and play Antechamber. Oh my god, I love Antechamber. Such a great fucking game. By God, please go through some money at Antechamber. What a game. Yes, anyway. So so I just want to circle back. So when I got my first game, when I got it from EB Games, that feeling, that I mentioned, that feeling of like you're coming home after getting your game and you're driving home and you're reading the back of the box. And that feeling of getting that game and putting it in your system, that was killed, not by Sony, by EB Games. EB Games recently, I think it was last year, but anyway, they have only within the past 12 months, I believe it was, they have died. They're gone, and that is a real loss to retail video gaming in New Zealand. If you're not from New Zealand, you may not know, but like we have, we've got. So we had EB Games, so they're gone, and the only people who really sell video games now in like a retail sense are JB Hi-Fi, which also they're not purely a game seller. Mighty Ape, they're sort of our Amazon, but not as big and not as good. Not that I like Jeff Bezos, but man, I wish we had Amazon here, because just anyway. So yes, JB Hi-Fi, Mighty Ape, and then we have sort of the Warehouse and Noel Leeming, which funnily enough, so Noel Leeming and the Warehouse both owned by the Warehouse Group, but Noel Leeming doesn't really sell that many video games. They do technically sell video games brand new, but the Warehouse sells video games, far more SKUs of video games. I'll put it that way. Like they sell more games, which is surprising because the Warehouse is much more of just like a big box retailer. Like they sell clothes and perfumes and sports equipment, and Anyway, so yes, very weird to. It's very weird that they sell more video games than No Leeming, who is a technology company under the same company. You would think that they'd sell more video games. Anyway. So, those are really the only three I can think of. There may be one more that I'm not thinking of, but effectively there are three other physical stores in New Zealand to buy your games from. And none of them are focused solely on video games. EB Games was really the only one. EB Games was, if you don't know, again, they're sort of our version of GameStop. Funnily enough, I also learned that that game.co.uk, or whatever they're called, the store Game in the UK, isn't owned by GameStop. I thought it was. I just thought that for a long time. Anyway, so that really ground my gears. My gears are almost completely gone. The next thing that ground my gears recently, that is also going to kill that experience of getting a game and putting it into your console, is the PlayStation announcement that they're killing physical games by 2028. Which is sort of... Let me step back. Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 is the only game that I can think of this year that I will be buying digitally. Because they're not doing a physical release. And I've been waiting for... God knows how many years. What is it? 13 years now since the first game? 12 years, let's say. Over a decade waiting for GTA 6. This is the only time I'm going to be okay with buying a game that just doesn't have a physical copy. I'm going to come back to GTA 6 later. But they did that. They announced we're not doing a physical release with the game, and then Sony came out a few days later saying, we're going to kill the physical disc production by 2028. And with GTA 6, I could kind of understand it. They were trying to avoid spoilers and leaks for release. I really don't want these games. I really don't want GTA 6 to get leaked up. In some ways I do. Sort of seeing things early is kind of cool. But also, I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to know anything before I play it. Technically, it doesn't ruin your experience if you're spoiled. Other things have shown that. But man, I just really want to play that game. Purely, I want to boot it up the first time and just enjoy it. So, I was kind of okay with that. But PlayStation doing it, just doing it for every game. Every game. No physical discs anymore. That pisses me off. Especially because they have not announced any plans on preservation. There's no plans for, as far as I can tell, they haven't said anything about sharing games, about the used market, anything they've talked about physically, about physical sales, has been, we're going to do code in a box. Is essentially how the entire industry has interpreted what they've said. So, yes. GTA 6 will almost certainly now be the last game I buy on PlayStation. I cannot see myself... getting a single game after GTA 6 for my PlayStation 5. I cannot see myself I can't see myself buying any game that Sony makes until they either just turn heel and revert this decision, or they publicly come out and say, here is the plan, we're going to do this and this and this, so you can share your games and bring back some form of used storefront, some way of selling your game after you've bought it. Also, refunds. The fact that they don't have fucking refunds is like, a single. I swear to God, if anyone in my life ever comes up to me and says Steam is a monopoly, I'm going to kill them. I am going to murder them. So this is just a warning. I'm just letting you know now. You should not be allowed to breathe. It's a little harsh, but you know. The fact that you can buy a game digitally on the PC from Steam and not like the game and get a refund, that is fucking exceptional. It shouldn't be. That should be the standard, but it is exceptional. Praise to Valve for pushing for that shit. The history of Valve and Steam and the green light and all that stuff, things we may come to in a future episode. But just that refund policy, and the fact is it's on PC. If it's PC with Steam, I don't care that it's digital, because I can just take the game files and do it elsewhere. And if I really want to be sure that I can play those games after backing them up from Steam, then I will simply buy them from GOG. And if the developer doesn't release in GOG, then I probably won't buy the game. If it's on Steam, then yes. Okay. Anyway, that's another topic for another episode. So yes, Sony, fuck you and your inevitable killing of discs. I shall not buy any more physical media disk drives. I will not be buying any more software from you. I will not be buying a PlayStation 6 if it doesn't have a disk drive and you don't release discs with the games on them. You can go and fuck yourself 6 ways from Sunday, up the arse, every way you can possibly imagine of fucking yourself. Go and do it, because just fuck you. That's just no. And the fact that they're just like acting like no one is saying anything about it is so insulting. It's so frustrating when people are literally screaming at them, we want discs, and they're like, sorry, I didn't hear you, can you say that again? Anyway, yes, very annoying. Fuck you, Sony. Make games physical. So I'm really hoping that, look, I am a massive hypocrite, because I have pre-ordered GTA 6. I will be playing it day one on my PS5 Pro. Yes, if you haven't done that, and you're also not going to be buying any other games from Sony as well, then you are a better person than I am. If you're going to just wait for it to come out on PC, you are a better person than I am. I can't. Again, the people who can do that, either you are one of those people who can actually do delayed gratification, or you're insane. GTA 6 is the only exception for me. Again, 12 years of fucking waiting. I am not going to wait any fucking more. It's the one fucking thing, it's the one game I've wanted for years and years. So yeah, I don't care. They can fuck me on that. That's money is already gone. I am fine with getting shafted on GTA 6. That is a game I would be happy to have bought at fucking $200. Like, fuck. It's so... I'm pissed. I am definitely pissed off that we haven't gotten the trailer 3. I'm very pissed off that we haven't gotten gameplay. But so far, Rockstar has never disappointed me. I don't think they're going to disappoint me here. So, fine, you get my money. But literally not a single other person in this industry gets my money without giving me a way to back up my game. Without giving me some form of ownership of my own game. And anyway, I shall be continuing on my PC gaming journey. So, sort of going back to 2016, I had a trip to Hawaii where I had an allocated amount of money for things I wanted to buy while I was on my trip, which was lovely. That's a great thing, by the way. If you're going to go on a holiday, don't just save up enough to go there and pay for accommodation and get food. Pay for enough to get yourself some nice things, because that's a great part of the experience. Although we had done that, though, I failed to get a gaming laptop. I had $1,000. I think it was $1,000 US. $1,000 US. And not a... I don't think I ended up spending a single penny of it. I went to buy a gaming laptop. I think it was from the Microsoft store in on the main island in Hawaii, and I was at the Microsoft store, and I managed to get a student discount as well because I'm young, and I got that, and I went, cool, and now I'm going to pay for it, and then the card just declined, and I was very, very, very pissed off. That came with a bit of a meltdown. But after getting back to New Zealand, my parents got me a computer, like a proper computer, and it was my first personal, actual me. This is my computer, and it was great. It was a AMD FX 8320 with a RX 470. That CPU fucking sucked, and that GPU was pretty good, but that did what I wanted it to do, because that played me Grand Theft Auto 6 at medium to high settings at 1080p at about 60 FPS, over 60 FPS sometimes. So I was a happy camper. Eventually, I went to do I was going through the process of getting an upgrade, so I got a whole new. I got a RTX 2060 Super, and then eventually I upgraded the motherboard and CPU and RAM and GPU to, again, ship a Theseus. So I basically just was constantly upgrading this computer. So I think I got some ASRock B450 board, 32 gigs of RAM, RTX 3070, and the thing. And I got the thing. What was the thing, Charlie? I don't know, brain. Oh, and I got a Ryzen 3600X. Although the 3600X was not available at the time, so I ordered that, and then I also spent $100 on a Athlon 3000G, I think. Ugh, I shudder when I remember that CPU. But I got that because it had onboard graphics, because I had sold the previous GPU and hadn't yet gotten the next GPU, which meant I had no way of doing the hotfix BIOS update that I need to do in order to get it to work with my new Ryzen 3600X. But yes, that motherboard has stuck with me ever since, and I've since upgraded to a 5800 X3D and an RTX 5070. So my computer is just, right now it's a bit of a beast. I consider it a beast. There are more upgrades I could do. I could get a 5080, but that is like an extra $1,000. So I swear to God, every time I look at the high-end graphics cards, anything higher than what I currently have, I weep. I shudder to think of spending that much money on a fucking graphics card. Anyway, so yes, PC is the best place to play. So right now my Steam library, I think, is over 420 something games. 420, nice, but over 420ish games. And that means that sorry. So you objectively, PC is just the best place to play. The question of if a game will be better on PC it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Because eventually it will come to PC, either as a direct port or through emulation, and when it does, you get mods, you get true ownership, because you can just take the files and you can store them wherever you want. You don't have to root your system like you do with a console in order to back them up. You can just take it and you own it. You just can do whatever you want with it, especially if you buy games from GOG. GOG is amazing. Buy games from GOG, please. Thank you. That is the end of this PSA. Yes, good old games. Absolutely amazing. If you can buy a game, I know it's a little bit annoying to buy a game separate from Steam, but I promise you, if you buy it from GOG, your ownership is respected. They are DRM free. Every game, as far as I'm aware, every game on GOG is completely DRM free, and they even have custom tune-ups, like older games will actually work, which is, amazing. Don't you love it when old games actually work on a platform like Windows that is supposed to be completely backwards compatible with every bit of software ever fucking produced for it, and yet sometimes it doesn't work. So yes, GOG is just amazing. Please, if you want to vote with your wallet, as we all sometimes say we want to do, GOG, go there, buy games there. Awesome. Man, I'm really not happy with Xbox as well right now. Okay, let me start with this. If Xbox just comes out and does what PlayStation did back in 2014, where they did, they dog on them, and then they come up with your games are your games, you own them, they will never be taken off you, and here is the new license, and here is the new digital ownership structure, and if you can take your games, you can share them, you can sell them, you can do whatever you want with them. They are your games, and they just absolutely shit on Sony. Credit will then be due. Until such time, fuck Asha Sharma and who is it? Not Sundar Pichai, because Sundar Pichai is Google. Satya Nadella, that's right. And fuck Satya Nadella. Look, I'll give it to Asha Sharma. Her PR is excellent. She has done a really good job at making everyone kind of happy with Xbox. But fuck you. I know what you're doing. She said, the only mandate I have is to make Xbox the greatest entertainment company in the world. I say to that, fuck you. That is the most obvious lie, since no, I didn't shit behind your car. I simply dropped some mud there. I couldn't come up with a good fake lie in time, but you know what I mean. Like this most obvious, like, and Microsoft, are they $1 trillion company? They must be $1 trillion company at this point. But this $1 trillion company, all they want is for Xbox to make good games. All they want is for Xbox to be the best entertainment company in the world. It's like, do you genuinely think that the people who are listening to that are just like slot machines? They just take in the words and they just nod and go, yes, Asha, yes, I agree, Asha. It's like, the fact that she can do shit like that and then the financial year ends for Microsoft, and she gets told, "Oh no, you have to let go of 3,200 people," and just does. To be fair, she got rid of 1,600 people, and then divested of all of the other 1,600 people's studios, so she could claim that 3,200 companies will be 3,200 positions have been made redundant or whatever. Only good news to come out of that is that Double Fine may actually have a chance to get back to just making amazing games. Not that they've not been making amazing games. Kiln, wasn't too big on Kiln, but Keeper was released under Microsoft's watch technically. So yes, but God, Tim Schafer, oh my God, please just take Double Fine and run, go make Psychonauts 3. Go get whatever funding you need. Just go and do more shit. Play, and if you want Double Fine to succeed, wait until soon as the thing closes. Soon as the deal closes, soon as they're gone, go and buy just anything from them. Scattershot, you're gonna just buy a good game. Okay, Psychonauts 2, Stacking, Keeper, Grim Fandango. What's the one with Jack Black? The one with Jack Black. Go get that one. That's Double Fine, right? I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Anyway, yes. But specifically once they're independent, because then the money goes to them. Go and buy them. Go and buy those games then. Anyway, yes. So, ultimate point. Fuck you, Sony. And until also Xbox, fuck you, until you announce that you're not going to do the same shit, then fuck both of you. True Ownership currently only lives on PC, and I will continue to enjoy that, and enjoy playing my games on PC. Now, a couple extra little tiny things. I mentioned earlier in the comments, just I want to know what are your child gaming stories. Did I say that right? What are your childhood gaming stories? That's it. I don't know if I pronounced it said it right at all, but anyway, yes, I want to know. Tell me your story. I want to know. Do you share a similar story to me? Is your story similar but different? Your same but different? Is it you're wildly different? Did you grow up in the city and have constant access to video games? What was your childhood like with video games? Did you grow up in a rich family and have access to literally every game you could ever possibly want? Fuck you. But the two groups I have to say fuck you to. If you grew up really rich and you got to play every single video game you ever wanted, fuck you. I love you, but fuck you. And to all the people who are in the future who are watching this, retrospectively, who are coming back and watching this, or only coming across it now, but you're in the future after GTA 6 has come out and you're playing it right now, fuck you. That includes future me. Fuck you for being able to play GTA 6. Why didn't you not send it back in time so we could all play it? Because clearly if GTA 6 has come out, then time fucking travel technology has surely also come out. So, you bastards for not sending it back in time. Okay. Any music you've heard also? Sorry, last thing. Sorry. One other thing. Before that. Fumble. I have a website called fumble.co. No, it's not. Fumble.nz. That's it. Fumble.nz is a website that I created. It's basically just it's a non-profit. There's no money. I don't make anything off of it. I may add a Ko-fi or something to it at some point, just as a way to say, hey, please support me. But right now it's just an interface. It's just an interface for Humble. If you know of Humble is a brilliant website. they sell games. Technically, they're keys for whatever platform the game is on. But they sell keys for those games. But the publishers actually get more of the developers actually get more of the money, which is a good thing. We want developers getting their money's worth. So, yes, Humble. So if you want a game for Steam and you don't want to pay as much as Steam, but you want a little bit of cash back that goes against your Humble account, go to Fumble. It's just a better interface for Humble. Although I don't currently have the bundles on my site. So if you want to see the Humble bundles, then go to the Humble Bundle store. They are exceptional. They sell games in a big bundle, usually themed, and each one, the profits go to a given charity. It's brilliant. You'll notice fumble.nz is only for New Zealand. If you're in New Zealand, you can access it. If you're not, sorry, but I just haven't gotten around to getting it to work properly with currency, with non-New Zealand currencies. So until such time, everything is in New Zealand dollars. That may change at some point. And also, I'm looking at adding reviews thing, so I can put in reviews for games, and you can sort of see what I think about them. And I want to integrate it with this podcast in the future. So being able to say, hey, by the way, there's a game that's on sale on Fumble, you can go and find it, and it's there. I also make no money. There is no affiliate link. It is not approved by Humble at all. They do not condone anything I'm doing. This is completely independent. They have the complete right to just take me down if they want to. But I wanted a nice interface for Humble. It just helps me find the games that I want at a price that is either better or as good as Steam, but actually gives a bit more to the developers. And a little bit to Humble, so they can run their website and they can keep their servers running. Okay, I think that's... last thing. Any music you've heard today is Kevin MacLeod. If you're a creator, if you're a developer... if you're a game developer, fuck it, why not? But if you're a creator and you're looking for royalty-free music and you use it, if you ever wanted to... if you ever heard basically any music in a YouTube video, it's probably by Kevin MacLeod. Or MacLeod. I say MacLeod because his name it's capital M and then the capital L. So I say MacLeod. If it's not, then sorry, but whatever. Incompetech is his website. He does royalty-free music. That's sort of one of his main things there. But I believe it's like $38. I think that's American. So whatever that is in your currency, for $38 you can get a download of his entire music archive. That supports him. He makes amazing music. He has been doing it for years for YouTube. So if you listen to almost any music on YouTube, any background music that you've heard is probably by him. Just Google him, and you'll probably find a song that you've heard before. So yes, any music you've heard today will be Kevin MacLeod, and that will be attributed down in the description, so you can see the song names and find them for yourself. And I think that's everything. Yes, okay, cool. I've gone through my entire sheet. I had an entire outline for this episode. Don't expect that for future ones. I just needed this so I could cut down the 2-hour-long podcast into 1 hour, because I think 1 hour is a nicer length. It sort of fits well into a long drive or a 30-minute commute either way. So you sort of listen to the first half, listen to the second half. Cool. So yes, thank you very much for sticking around. This is the first episode, so I can't really point you to another episode of this. But I do plan to do this semi occasionally. I haven't scheduled it out yet. I don't know how well received it's going to be. So I'll probably try a couple episodes, and if it starts doing some numbers, then I'll continue, and if not, then I'll kill myself. No, I will not do that. I am not Charlie, myself, Moyo. I am not suicidal. Okay, so if I turn up dead, I did not kill myself. Ignore the suicide note. Cool. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sitting through some of my slightly more rambly sections. I promise that in future episodes will sort of, every episode I think should have a sort of main focus, and I'll just talk for about an hour about that focus. Today was a bit more of a newsy sort of thing. I don't plan on doing that in the future, because not all the time there won't always be news. So sometimes it'll just be me going through, say, all the games that I'm in love with, or whatever other silly ideas I come up with. So tell me down below what I said before. Tell me about your childhood gaming stories. I'm really interested in sort of hearing if they sort of line up with mine. And also, if you want to leave some ideas on things that you want to hear from someone who's done software development and works on IT and is well versed in the world of video games, just leave me know down below. Alrighty, well, this has been the Moyo Show, and thank you very much for listening, and I hope to catch you next time. Ta-ra.